My name is Philip. I'm a musician, an artist, a maker, and a third-generation theologian. I was born in Texas, but 27 years ago, I moved to Western Russia with my parents. In 2023, my Russian wife and I moved to Siberia with our 4 children. That's right, the put your mittens on and haul some firewood Siberia. We live in a village in one of the many mountain ranges of Siberia. We're about 130 miles or 210 kilometers from the nearest city. Thank you for joining us on this adventure we all call life. I don't know if you can see, but my axe handle broke yesterday when I was chopping wood. This is a Fiskars. It's got a composite, plasticky kind of handle. This axe head doesn't have an eye, so I cannot hang it on a wooden handle, a traditional axe handle. But I have this piece of pipe that's just scrap, basically. And so I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to weld it onto the metal axe head. Just because that's more immediate, and that's cheaper than me spending 7,000 rubles on a new axe and having to order it and waiting on it to come. But right now I'll be able to do this and then use my axe immediately, which I need to be able to chop wood. Wow, that's thinner than I thought it would be. Nah, I think I can make that work. Well, it's hideous and I need to clean it off a lot, but I think that'll hold. And while the top was hot from welding, I just decided to forge it a little bit with my hammer just against the side of our nice larch wall here. And I'll weld that up and clean it up a little bit and then cut it to length and it'll function. However, it looks like I might have heated up the blade too much. I sure hope not. So, I'm almost done. I need to clean it up a little bit and take some rough edges off. I tried to just to put a swell at the bottom of the handle, a heel. I just welded on a little piece of scrap that I had. I'll need to soften that off on the top so it doesn't cut into my hands when I'm not in gloves or mittens, and so it doesn't tear up gloves and mittens. It's not pretty. It's ugly, but if it's strong and it functions, then that will be its purpose. That will serve its purpose. It doesn't need to be pretty. I am a self-taught welder. I have never been really trained by anybody. I've watched a bunch of guys weld here in Russia just because there are a lot of people that have that skill here. And I got a little bit of instruction from a couple of tips from one brother-in-law and then a few more from another brother-in-law. And I just try to keep everything in mind, and I probably need to practice more to get those things more automatic so I don't have to try to remind myself as I'm in the process. But you probably noticed there's a little bluing here that started. I tried to stop it and I cooled it off, hopefully before I got to the edge. I tried with the file. I don't think I softened the edge. I think I cooled it off fast enough, before I got the head too hot. But an axe doesn't need to be as hard as like some super steel pocket knife. An axe, because it's a an instrument that takes a lot of force, and you're whacking away with it, so you don't want it to be brittle. But time will tell. We will see if it needs to be hardened a little bit, which I really hope not. I don't want to try to go into that. But anyways, it's ugly, but hopefully it functions. And it is what it is. Time will tell. And I guess I got to go chop some wood.